that our generation has adopted to mean we dedicate every single Saturday to hanging with your best buds. Now, growing up homeschooled, almost every day was a day with my best buds because I grew up doing school with my friends. Now, I grew up in Topanga, which is kind of up in the mountains, and our backyard was our Neverland, or should I say X Games. Now, coming from the economic background that I did, I kind of had to make my own fun. I had to invent my own things. It wasn't pay to play. I had to create my own. I had to entertain myself. I also had to create my own adventures. So I guess what I'm really trying to say is you got to live your life to the fullest. So 3 years ago, my aunt moved in with us, and when she did, she brought with her a 1998 Tiga ski boat. Now, this boat was a hole. It was a husk. It had been sitting in a back lot in Santa Clarita, baking in the sun for the last 13 years. The last people who parked it left water in the engine. It was just a big mess. Torn upholstery. Now, I didn't see the husk that the boat kind of was. I saw the true set of potential that it could be. I envisioned days on the lake, cruising around with my friends, learning how to wakeboard, towing my friends behind the boat, planing her off, hitting that morning glass. Now, it wasn't easy fixing her up. I spent days scouring Craigslist, looking for parts, trying to find just the little pieces that needed to be fixed. Being homeschooled, I generally finished school around noon, so I would spend my long afternoons with a bottle of turtle wax just trying to shine her, making her look brand new. I actually had to enlist my older brother to help with the engine because he had built a car before, and so together we dismantled it, dried it out, scraped the rust off. But once we finally got it running, nothing felt quite so good as that first lap around the lake. We launched it in Castaic Lake. It started up first try, and we cruised across the lake, full speed, topping her out. It was one of the best experiences of my life. Now, I had gone from nothing to having the time of my life just because I jumped at an opportunity that came my way. Now, let me tell you about another time when my then girlfriend invited me and a group of friends up to Idaho to their family's cabin for a week of skiing. It was this last February, actually. Now, plane tickets to Idaho at that time were going for about $400 round trip. My other friends, all coming from Oaks Christian, didn't even hesitate at this cost. They instantly bought their tickets and were on their merry way. Now, me and my best friend Ethan had slightly different struggle. We weren't exactly willing to drop $400 on a trip up to Idaho. So we started looking at other solutions. And what we came to is we just drive there. Now, it was an 18-hour drive all the way up there, and we wanted to do it in one go. It was in the middle of February, so there was snow on the roads, ice. I think we hit 2 blizzards on our way there, and it was just the two of us in a hatchback. Ethan didn't even have his license yet, so I had to drive the entire way myself. So we came with this idea to my parents, and we tried to convince them that doing this would be a lot more economical than trying to dip into our savings to come up with the cost to fly up there. Now, this trip was extremely fun. We played music the whole way up. The trip went super smoothly, only minimal breaks. There's nothing quite as exhilarating as doing 80 on a Nevada highway in your little two-wheel drive hatchback getting passed by a semi-truck in the opposite lane, snow blowing all over your car. Once we finally got up there, though, it was insane. We had feet and feet of fresh powder. There was no one on the slopes. It was the best snowboarding I've ever had. Week of it too, so it was just some of the best experience I've ever had. And we didn't let our financial means limit our experience. So, to kind of conclude, life on a budget can tend to be a little less exciting than your friend's exorbitant vacations to Santorini or Cabo, but it doesn't have to be. You can either sit on your butt and wish that you had what they had, and the experiences they had, and the trips that they had, or you can you can see the potential in every little thing for adventure. You can jump at every opportunity that comes your way. You can live life to the fullest. You need to never let your means constrict your dreams, because life is what you make of it. Might as well send it.